What's up, y'all? Today we talking about, are you struggling in your relationship with God? And I want to talk specifically to shame, to guilt, to imperfection, and anything similar to that. And I say imperfection because some of us are perfectionists. So when it comes to our relationship with God, a lot of times we have a hard time, right? And I know a lot of us, we tend to look outside, right? We get into this relationship with God and we go hard, like we on fire for God, right? We reading our Bible, we going to church every week, we in the community, right? We on outreach, we have Bible studies, we doing all of this stuff. But then we go around believers, even at the Bible studies or even on different events at the church, and then we see other people, and it seems like they're more further along than we are. They know scriptures that we don't know. They know stories that we don't know. They able to understand things way more. They not really dealing with anxiety or depression like we are, right? And I want to say to you, I don't really think that that's fully true, right? But because we all go through things, it's just that we can't all see it, right? So for one, I want to encourage those who are struggling when they see other people to not really think that those people are doing better than you, but instead just think they are trying to just gain more strength through their relationship with God. And instead of thinking that they are doing something or that they are this perfect person and looking at yourself in a bad way, right? Thinking like, I want to be there. I wish I was there. How are they like this? I would encourage you to think to yourself that maybe that person just has been doing a lot of hard work in their relationship with God, right? And one thing that I do, right, when I see myself and I see a weakness, not saying that you're weak, right? Because God is strong. We are weak in the flesh. So we are going to struggle. But one thing that I do is when I see that it's hard for me to do something or I'm struggling with something, right? Instead of looking around and looking at people and thinking I was where they were, I look at them and be like, how are they doing that? And then I think to myself, I want to be that strong too. And you know what I will go and do? I will either observe that person, pay attention to them so I can learn how they got that strong. I'll ask questions and ask them, how did they become that strong? You get what I'm saying? Or I'm going to try to be cool with them because I want to be strong like that too. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that it's okay for us to want that strength that we see in others. But Jesus doesn't want us to be shameful. Jesus doesn't want us to feel guilty, right? Because we'll look at ourselves. I've done this too. You know, we'll look at ourselves and we'll think, well, they look more Christian-y than I do, or they're judging me from how I am or how I sound or how I talk or how I dress, right? I think that's something that we all struggle with, right? Even the people who look like they don't struggle with it, I believe we're all struggling with that. But God reminds us that we are all the same in his eyes. That there are all different parts of the body. So some of us, I truly believe some of us may be struggling more in different areas. But it's okay. It's definitely okay to look at others, but not look down on yourself, right? More of, how can they help me? How can I get help from them? Because this is why God places us in these areas, right? The church is a spiritual hospital. So all of us that's going through things, we're coming to the spiritual hospital for help and to help. Because even you and I, we all got different gifts. You may have a specific gift. You may be extremely merciful. You may be a teacher. You may be a giver. You may be a shepherd. You may be someone like that. And you may have any type of gift that you're actually stronger in than others. And that's because God blessed you with that to bless the kingdom and the world, right? But again, I think for us, when we're going through this, it's a good thing to remember that we're all different parts of the body. So you could be the foot and I could be the head, or someone can be the arm and I can be the leg, right? So their part of the body doesn't make them less or weaker than me, right? Or my part of the body doesn't make me lesser or weaker than them or stronger than them or them stronger than me. But we're all parts of the body so that we can help each other. It's one body with different parts, right? So we're here to help each other function. The head needs the foot's or the leg's help. And the leg and the arm needs the head's help, right? So we help each other. So I think, right, instead of thinking to ourselves like, I'm not good enough, right? Instead, we got to see and allow God to cultivate how we are and ask God to place and bless us with people around us who have other strengths that we may not have, so we can have each other, to love each other, to strengthen each other, and to build up, right? Here's one thing that I remember when I was going through a little process one time, right? I remember going into this situation or this organization, right? And in the organization, all the guys, they was talking about all the good things that they was doing or everything that encouraged them to get to where they are and to want to make this choice of getting into this organization, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, they all saying positive stuff, right? So now I'm looking down at myself as I'm listening to them because they're all saying positive things. Like my uncle was this way and my uncle did this and my aunt helped me with this and they came to my school and they helped me and I just wanted to be a part of it. Or my dad was friends with him and his brother and I seen them, but me, I didn't have that. Me, my reasoning to wanting to be in an organization was from bad things, right? It was bad things that happened in my life that God led me to want to be a part of it so that I can help people, right? Because it was like I did these bad things. I want to be able to help someone else not make these bad choices. It wasn't because a bunch of positive things that happened, won't nobody there to encourage me towards it. Didn't nobody pull on me. Didn't nobody lead me in this way or show me this about it. It was because of all the bad choices that I made. So I'm sitting there looking down at myself. And one of the guys, I told one of the guys, and he was like, go up there and speak about it then. And I'm like, huh? He was like, yeah, your story is different than their story. And then you know what he told me that stuck with me? This is why these things don't bother me no more, especially when it comes to God. You know what he said? He said, the organization doesn't make you who you are, right? He said, this organization does not make you who you are. He said, don't come into this organization thinking of everything that the organization can do for you. He said, you make the organization. So who you are is what you place inside of the organization, right? He said, stop looking at the organization as a way to make you a better person. Stop. He basically said, stop trying to pull your identity out of the organization. You already have an identity in who you are. And who you are is what makes the organization better, right? You will make better people in here. You will do things better in this organization based on how you are, based on how God created you, how God cultivated you to be the person that you are. You will be an example in this organization. Don't look down because you're not like them. That's what he told me. Don't look down because you're not like them. Because who you are will be a staple in this organization and you will lead people in this organization. So that's what I say to you. Don't look down at yourself because of how you are. God created you this way, right? God gave you the gifts that you have. God gave you the personality that you have. God gave you the life that you had. He allowed that life, right? You didn't get to choose your mother and father. You didn't get to choose the neighborhood, the hospital you was born in. You didn't get to choose the environment you was raised in. And God is going to use that in how he changed you and the gifts that he put inside of you, inside of the church or inside of God's kingdom or an example of Jesus Christ. So stop looking at all your brothers and sisters in the kingdom, comparing yourself, because God says to not do that, right? He tells us not to compare ourselves. Because of this very reason, stop looking at your brothers and sisters, comparing yourself with them, because God created them how he created them and blessed them with what he blessed them with. But he also blessed you with what he blessed you with. And you are a blessing. Stop looking down at yourself, because when you look down at yourself, right, and compare yourself to others, you're basically looking down at God's blessing. You're looking down at what God created and what he's consistently creating. You get what I'm saying? Imagine a little puppy, right? Not saying that you're a little puppy, but let's say someone has been in the faith longer than us, right? So I'm a little puppy, right? I was just formed. I'm growing, but now I see this big dog. Why am I comparing my little self or comparing myself to this big dog? This big dog been a big dog for a while. This big dog been born before I was born. This big dog was here before I was here. So instead of being intimidated by the big dog, right? I'm gonna be cool with the big dog because the big dog is just like me. He looks just like me. He's from the same place I'm from. So let's connect with each other. Let's grow a relationship with each other. Let's help each other because that big dog can help me, right? When I become a big dog, and I can help that big dog from whatever they can't see or whatever they don't understand. So I hope this video encouraged y'all, right? Because this is how I had to come up out of these type of feelings that I was having, especially when I came and got closer to God, because I was always thinking people was judging me, or I was always thinking people gonna judge how I am and all of this other stuff, right? I still be thinking it sometimes, but my mind is different now. I don't care if people judge me no more, right? Because I understand how God created me. I understand the gifts that he blessed me with. I understand my purpose. And I understand my place in the kingdom is through God, not from other people. All right? We don't want to have to go, well, we have to get through people to get to Jesus, like the lady that was bleeding for 12 years, right? The lady that was bleeding had to get through people to get to Jesus. So we got to get through these people, man. We can't let the people block our relationship with Jesus, because if we focus on them, then we can't focus on him. We have to focus on him and not them, because it's him that's going to get us through everything. It's him that's going to love us, and it's him that's going to help us love them and help them to become better through us. All right, well, I hope this video blessed y'all. Let me know in the comment if it helped y'all, because this is exactly how I got up out these situations, and God led me to make this video. I love y'all, and I'm going to get at y'all when I get at y'all.